A disappointing afternoon here in Braintree, going down 2-1 to a relegated side. It must be really frustrating to see that performance and result today.
Yeah, listen, it's disappointing. It makes me angry. It's an opportunity missed. But what it is also, it's important that we move on. We can't affect that 90 minutes. The way results have gone, I suppose we're almost guaranteed a playoff place now in terms of other teams below us are lost, but that doesn't paper over the disappointment we have. But like I said, the important thing is we move on. We can't get those 90 minutes back, but what we can do is try and learn from it and make, or to some degree, try and make up for that next time we play, which is obviously is next Friday.
There's been a lot of talk about our away form the last few weeks. Today means that we haven't won at any of the bottom 8 this season. What's the deeper line issue there, if there is one? What's your assessment on that?
I don't know. We've asked the question. That's not something that's lost on me. We pointed that out to the players before the game. I think that it's always easy to look at a stat like that, and you take stats as you want. I think the bigger thing for me is that in a lot of those games, what we've been guilty of is missing chances that should have won us games, and we've been in front. That wasn't, like I say, wasn't the case today. So listen, that's something that is not certainly for now. Again, I suppose look, one positive, we don't play one of the bottom 8 now for the rest of the season, and we're not going to play them in the playoffs. So listen, that's something we'll look at the end of the season. We had not a similar thing last year. I think you look at where our home form was compared to our away form. There was a difference there. We've got new personnel, but I think there's again an inconsistency in terms of us seeing out games, if you like, because the difference between again Tuesday and today was again significantly different in terms of the outcome, in terms of performance. If I'm being critical and again analysing it at the moment, too many times, I've said this previously, too many times away from home certainly we've gone in front, and again that wasn't the case today. So not a time now for analysing results. We'll reflect on it, we try and learn from it, and we, like I say, we move on. Lads are off Monday because they've worked the socks off to get where they are. Tuesday will be a tough session for us. Looking forward to Friday's game, but obviously it's a big weekend in terms of Friday, Monday, quick turnaround, and looking forward to pick up as many points as we can in that bank holiday weekend, if you like.
In terms of today's game, probably a couple of turning points were penalty decisions. One where Nick was shown a yellow card, and the other where obviously Braintree were awarded theirs. What are your view on theirs, and do you think that helped shape the game really?
I don't know. We didn't do, again, frustrating thing is we didn't find a way first off. We had a few in terms of their setup, how they set up. Teams are set up differently against us ultimately to try and stop us, and we need to be intelligent enough on the pitch to realise the way home. Otherwise what I end up doing is going and probably something we did a little bit last year, and we've changed it this year, certainly going away from home. Do we change the way we play and end up having to change our system? Well, we've gone the other way this year and tried to, I suppose in most instances, keep our shape and play to how we want to play, and let the other team worry about us. We didn't do that well enough first half in terms of how they set up with, I suppose, a 3 with wing backs and a box in midfield, and we weren't really on the front foot in the first half. There was no real tempo to the game. We then concede again a poor goal, 2 restarts again if I'm being critical. Second one similar to Leighton Orient, coming from a throw in that we've got in the final third of the pitch. Within 10 seconds we're giving a penalty away. In terms of seeing them, Nick's one, I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't think it's a dive, certainly. I think is it enough for a penalty? No, but I think a referee then needs to be, I suppose, brave enough to go. If it's not a penalty, to come into it, it's certainly not a dive. And then their one, I don't know, because obviously when the ball comes down this end where I'm stood in the dugout, people tend to stand up and move forward, so I've not seen what went on. There was initial, again, calls from the bench that it was outside the box. I don't know, it's difficult for me to see, and listen, it's pointless, to be fair, looking back. Like I said, that 90 minutes has gone, we've not picked up any points, which is disappointing, but we have to go and try and get 3 points on Friday, and that's where our focus will be.